Hello and welcome everyone. Today is Paint Calm on a Friday and we are on episode 20. My gosh, I can't believe I've done 20 of these. So today my inspiration has come from Pinterest. This is a picture. I just keyed in landscapes and this was one that came up. So this is going to be my inspiration. I'm not going to be copying this, and I'm going to be using autumn colours anyway, but I just thought I would show you where I've got my idea from. And I quite like the idea of doing some trees like this and something like this along the bottom. So that's where the idea came from. Now I have to choose a colour palette. So today I am using my Holbein paints. These are the whole of my Holbein paints. I don't have any others. So I think for this, I am going to use some yellow ochre. And I think I'm also going to use some of the Mars Violet. And I want to see what they look like when they're mixed together. So I'm just going to mix them on the page. Looks like you need quite a bit of the yellow ochre. Oh, there we go. Now we've got more of a sort of a browny colour. And then this Perylene Maroon, which is going to help to give a little bit of a pop. And what else shall we have? Maybe I'll use this Jaune Brilliant. I'm quite liking Jaune Brilliant at the moment. So let's just stick that on there. Okay, that's not too bad, is it? And then we're probably going to need something for our sky. So I've got Cobalt Blue here. And I'm guessing if I add, what do I get if I add a bit of Cobalt Blue with Perylene Maroon? Ooh, well, that gives me another quite nice deep dark colour. So I think those are the colours that I am going to use. I'm going to mark those up and I'll be back with you. So here we go. I have just labelled these up so that I know what I'm going to be working with. Now, do I need to do any sketching? I think what I might do is just put some of these horizontal lines in, so that I've just got a little bit, and I'm just going to do that really faintly, so that I've got a little bit of an idea of where those lines are. There we go. So I've just drawn 1, 2, 3 lines, which, oh, if I hold it that way, you can probably just about see. There we go. So what's next? Straighten my camera is what's next. There. Right, I'm going to start by getting that sky in. And so I'm going to be using this cobalt blue and getting this sky in. And I don't mind that my brush is skipping in places, because then it just looks like we've got some clouds going on. So I'm going to allow mine to just be, as they say. Right, underneath that I need some yellow. So I'm going to be using my yellow ochre here, and I don't mind if it all starts running together. It's all just fine. And this is kind of coming across like this. So there we go. And then we need to get a nice deep dark colour in. So I think we will be using our Mars Violet. And I'm going to get some kind of bushy bits going on across there. And I think here, so I get a bit of greeny something going on. You notice I didn't clean my brush. I'm not sure if that's going to show, but I've got a bit of blue and a bit of the yellow that was underneath and a bit of the Perylene Maroon there. Okay. Now, actually, I think this is Perylene Maroon on here. Now I want to make this just a little bit lighter. Yeah. Bring in some more yellow. It's already beginning to look really nice and autumny. And then the fun bit down here is really just using all of the colours. So, and just allowing them to mix and mingle a little bit. So we're not going to worry too much. We're just going to grab some of our colours and dot them about. And even some of this blue that we used in the sky. And we're just going to allow them to do their thing. And I am also leaving a few white bits. So it is a bit higgledy-piggledy. And I'm just working with what I've got on my brush, more or less. There we go. So now we need that one to dry before we can do anything else. Here we go then. Let's give this right. I think that should be enough. Right, what to do next? I think I'm going to get some trees in the distance here. So I'm going to take the colour that I mixed up, which was this one, the Cobalt Blue and Perylene Maroon. So this looks like I've got a bit of blue up here and Perylene Maroon anyway. But well, add a bit more in there. I want to go too mad with my Perylene Maroon. There we go. So now I've got this kind of greyy, heathery, purpley kind of colour going on. And I'm just going to get some trees are in the background here. Like so, I think. And we've also got a little bit going across here. And then we've got some trees. More like these kind of round shapes that I wanted to get in. So maybe we'll get a kind of a thinner one there. So we've got these three trees that we'll do something with. I also want to smudge that out a bit with my, well, what was left over on my brush, but it's quite a dry brush now. And I think we need to get now where is my good brush? There it is. I'm going to pull out, you might need a rigger, but I'm going to pull out this Matthew Palmer branch and detail brush, which is like a rigger, but it's got a bigger belly. And I'm going to get, I'm not going to do the tree like this. My tree is going to be coming down like that. So I'm going to use the Mars Violet. And let's have some branches, but it's autumn, so they're just going to be branches coming down. Gone quiet, haven't I? So I just want those to be kind of coming down like that, and let's see if I can drag it down just a little bit further down the page, like that, a bit more, I think. Yes. So there we have that. And then in my, I'm still going to use this Mars Violet. And actually, no, I'm going to get my pen out. I'm going to get my Platinum Carbon pen out. Are they dry? Not hugely dry. Okay. We will wait a minute. And we will maybe use a little bit more of our yellow ochre. And we'll just get some lines going on here, like a ploughed field almost, like that. I like that. That is nice. And in fact, I might have a few just to kind of bring it together, have a few like that as well. I'm going to put all those plants down the bottom. So I can probably work down the bottom here because this is dry. And I'm just going to get some of these plants in. And now we can just make up what we want down here and add a few little bits and pieces in. And we'll have them just overlapping, I think, at the top here. And once we have another one of these things going on. So we've got the idea of these kind of flowers happening. And maybe we can have some that are just little circles like that. Have we got enough? I'll just add a few more lines there. And this is probably dry enough to get our trees in. So let's see if we can do our stylized trees. Like that. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere, aren't we? Okay. So, I think I just want to add something to these branches that I've done. So let's use something just a little bit brighter with our Perylene Maroon, and we'll just have an indication of a few leaves that haven't quite yet fallen off. And I think that that adds a little something there. And if I can water that down a bit more, I think I'm going to put another layer in the front here of these little bushes. Just rinse my brush out and then just let that bleed down a little bit. Then that gives us a little bit more 3D on that bush there. I want to do something with some of these, so maybe I'll stick with the Perylene Maroon and just, oh, that was really quite dark. Let's lighten that up a little bit. Yeah. So I'm not trying to paint in properly, but I just wanted to add a little bit of something down here to give a bit more colour. There we go. So we've got a little bit more colour going on down there. Okay. Do we need to add a bit more in here? I'm wondering whether with my blue and my yellow ochre, just so we don't want no green in here, I'm just wondering to add in a bit of green here and there. Maybe even block a bit of green in. Yeah. So I'm just adding to the layers that were already there with a little bit of this olivey green, which I might even add in here. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of that olivey green going on. Well, I think that that is actually looking quite autumny. Mm. Do I want to do anything else? Do I want to add a bit to these trees? Maybe I could take that green that I made, add a bit more, and if I very carefully add just a little bit of that green into those trees, but with a damp brush I'm then going to let that spread out a little bit more. Hmm. So you can still get a hint of the colour underneath, but yeah, I think I prefer that really. Oh, wow. Here we go. Let's bring this up. So it's, I think that's quite effective, really. I mean, it isn't exactly the same as this one. Let me put this one over here. We've done something similar-ish, but completely different colours. And I think this one definitely looks quite autumny. And I quite like the lines for the field. There were a few here on this one, but I've taken it right across. And yeah, my flowers are a bit bigger. The tree is different, but I quite like that as a concept. I quite like the idea of this bit at the bottom here. Yeah, we've got some lights, we've got some darks. It's not too bad, actually. What do you think? Will you be having a go at this one? So, thank you so much for joining me on our Paint Calm episode 20. I really do hope that you enjoy these little sessions on a Friday, getting us ready for the weekend. And yes, so everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and stay calm until I see you next time. Bye for now.